Hi there, it's me again, Heidi, the maker mom. Here I am, ready to give you another YouTube video because you gave me a couple more subscribes, so I'm pretty excited about that. So today I'm going to make a video about fixing cups. I have a cup that I had some problems with, and I'm going to talk to you about the possibility of finding a different path other than stripping a cup. So I have been pretty busy lately. I thought I would be making all these YouTube videos, but then life happened, and I'm a tech director at our small local school district, and so today we finished standardized testing, so that's in the books, so things should ease up a little bit more. I'm also the assistant track coach for the high school track team, which is way new to me. I'm brand new at that, and I'm really enjoying it, but it's busy, and I have a track meet tomorrow afternoon, so I'm going all day. You know, life happens, and sometimes you don't get back to your crafts, but I'm going to give it a whirl and try to do some in between all of that stuff. So I have this cup, and it was a mess up cup. I say that with an F normally, but if you can see, it has all these little dimples and things like that. And the reason that happened is because I put a mica powder on top of the alcohol ink. I did like a splotchy, neat alcohol ink thing, and I just needed to take it one more step and thought, ooh, let me put some mica powder on top of that. And it adhered well, and it looked really, really pretty, but then when I put the epoxy on, it just started dimpling all over the place. It was as if I had a dusty cup. So I didn't seal the mica powder or anything like that, and I thought it would work. It did not work. So what do? Do you strip the cup? Well, I don't have any designs for this cup. It's not exactly like it belongs to anybody. I was just, you know, messing around making a cup. I hate stripping cups. I have done it some, mostly on a cup that I needed that specific cup for a specific customer. You know, and I needed the, you know, a 20-ounce skinny or something like that. I don't keep a lot of those on stock. So if I really, really mess up and I need the cup, I have to strip it. Not so hard, and someday I'll do a video on that because I know a lot of people are apprehensive. But I'd rather do a video on what do you do to fix a cup. So what I'm going to do with this dimply little guy is I'm going to sand him down like crazy and see if I can get a better surface, and then I'm going to do the epoxy method, a very, very light, maybe 5 or 10 milliliters of epoxy on that. And then I bought this cheap looking type of glitter. I bought this at Walmart. I don't want to spend, I don't want to use one of my really, really fancy fun Mr. Nola glitters or MFG glitters. Because I'm stingy with those. I need those for certain things. So I'm going to try to cover this dimple cup after he's sanded down with the epoxy method with this somewhat cheap glitter and see what it looks like in the end and see if it's worth salvaging. Because then maybe I can put a tattoo on it, or maybe I can put, a decal on it and another coat, and he'll be saved. So I'm going to go sand this cup down as best I can. Then I'm going to wash it with Dawn dish soap. I'm going to make sure it's dried really, really well, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to do the epoxy method to try to put this cheat glitter on top of this cup and then see how it works out. So stay tuned. Okay. Whew. Okay, so I just thought I would show you before I went and washed him. I sanded him down. I sanded and sanded and sanded, and you can now really see those dimples. And I feel like I should sand more, but I'm not gonna. I did touch, so all of the relief parts, so there is at least something for the epoxy to grip to there. I just wanted to show you kind of what it looked like. I should do bottom maybe a little bit more, but people always say on their videos what kind of sandpaper they use and stuff like that. So let me tell you what I used. I used the sandpaper that I stole out of my husband's sandpaper collection in the garage, so don't tell him. I also used, the sanding blocks from the dollar store, little pieces of sandpaper, and I also always use steel wool. make sure you wear your mask because we haven't been wearing those enough lately. So anyway, I'm gonna go wash this up and we'll see where we are after that. Boy, that was a dirty, dirty cup. I went and washed him first, and now I'm going to wipe him down with some alcohol. I'm using a coffee filter because I really don't want to introduce any more dust or debris to this cup. And I'm really, really gonna get him because I want to make sure it's super dry and super clean. Now this is one ugly cup all of a sudden. So we'll see, you can see out here, I'm gonna move you close. You can see all of the imperfections and dimples and all of those things in that cup. See that? It almost looks like a leopard print cup. So let's see what we can do with this guy. My daughter says he's a sad cup. Every time I have to sand a cup, which you have to sand every cup to get it perfect in the end. So you have this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful cup, even with a decal on it, epoxy it, and then you need one more layer, and you have to get where the vinyl has poked up a little bit, or where a piece of glitter is sticking up. You have to sand it down so they have a dull finish on them before the final finish. And my daughter calls them sad cups. Oh, he's a sad cup now. All right, so I'm gonna get set up here, and I'm gonna mix up some epoxy. I'm gonna use Counterculture DIY again. That's what I'm using still. And mix it up. I have 3 cups to do here. I'm gonna move this cup over into my glitter area. So I'll get everything all set up. I'm gonna mix the epoxy for 3 minutes, and I'm not gonna have that on camera because you don't wanna see that because that's boring. And so hang tight and I will get this going. Just 1 second. Okay, I just epoxied my 2 cups that I had ready to go, and I don't know if you can see them in the, I'm not like super crazy about this epoxy because it's so thin, and maybe I just need to get used to it or learn how it works, but boy, just kind of having a tough time with it. It flies all over the place. It's not, and the micro bubbles are crazy. I'm not used to having that. So I'm just making sure that my glitter is ready to go here. And I'm going to get this guy going, and I really, wait, hold on, time out. Here's a trick. Make sure that your cup is good and seated before you start, because sometimes I just pop them on there, and because I've been so careful to not touch this cup much, I'm going to put my glove on before I touch it. So this is my cup chuck that I 3D printed, and I am going to put all of these things on because this has been the right thickness, best method. I have equal thicknesses on all the way across so it'll be level. I just really want that. I want to be able to move it around and push on it because I'm doing such a thin layer. I just don't want that guy to come off there. Okay, I'm ready. Sorry about that. Okay, here we go. Now, my cup is really gross. Okay, and I need to take my glitter paper away. My epoxy is super hot. I am just going to get started on such a thin coat, such a thin coat. I'm going to work as hard as I can to move that. I wish you could spray epoxy on. That would be perfect. Maybe you can. I'm going to use all the muscle I can to muscle this up so that maybe I only use just that fingerful. One of the things that I've learned is if you get too much epoxy on when you're doing an epoxy, the epoxy method of putting glitter on, it makes your glitter look funny and uneven. It looks kind of wet and sloppy in different colors. So single little piece like this, and then no dry spots at all. You can feel it drag when you go like this up the cup. It'll kind of jog your hand or stop your hand. Boy, this cup is ugly. Let's see if we can make it prettier. I had another cup that this happened with, except for that I used an expensive fancy glitter, and I thought, oh, I'll fix it by doing the Dawn Power Wash Spray here, and here, I'll show it to you. It still has the Dimples, and it has Dawn Power Wash Spray now, so I'm not quite sure where I'm going with it. I don't know if I can work out the Dimples with another layer of epoxy or what, but I thought I'd try a cheaper version of this one. Okay, so now I did not drip any epoxy on my sheet. Put a paper down so that I can catch, and I'm gonna go to town. Again, this is Walmart glitter. So you won't be able to see the colors, but it's picking up the greens in the cup. Cup looks mostly blue to the eye, but once you start sanding away and whatnot, the greens that I used in the alcohol inks are actually coming out. So, and this glitter has a little bit of a green color shift to it, so you can see that too. Wow. That's not so ugly. I didn't want to do too fine of a cut of glitter because I thought I might be back right where I started with the mica powders. But now, this is actually, maybe I'm going to save this cup. Maybe. All right, and from the Walmart glitter straight out, there's a hot pink piece in there. I haven't done any hot pink cups anytime lately, so that's from Walmart. I'll pick that little guy out there. And I'll show you this cup when we're finished. Actually, I came back on because I wanted to show you that after pouring the glitter back in, after dumping it out and pouring it back in, even though some glitter went on the cup, there's still this much glitter that would not go back into the cup. I mean, into the glitter container. So if you ever order glitter from somebody and you say, wait a minute, I didn't get a full thing of glitter, that's why, because it compacts down in shipping or whatever, and if you floof it back up again, it's not going to fit. So that's why glitter is by weight. So now I have, feels like, more glitter than I even started with, and I've finished the cup. So there you go. Hello, here's the status of our cup. So I put one more coat of epoxy on it. I used Mr. Nola's glass coat this time because I wanted a thicker epoxy because that coarse glitter needed a lot to cover. So then I sanded it down a little bit more, and I put on some decals. I went with these iridescent decals in a paisley because just to add some more dimension to the cup, because that glitter was kind of a little boring, you know, with the just using the Walmart glitter, and I wanted to spice it up. It does have a lot of color shift and whatnot to it, so this is what the girls and I decided we were going to do with this little ombre of the iridescent colors, kind of. So we'll add one more coat of epoxy and I'll show you the final. Hi there, here's our cup. So I wanted to show you the status of our cup. I just finished spraying it with Rust-Oleum 2x clear coat because I put some iridescent vinyl on it. I want to make sure that that doesn't lift under our final coat of epoxy. I went ahead and put one more coat before this. This time I used Mr. Nola's glass coat because I wanted a thicker coat to do a better job of covering that coarse glitter that we used from Walmart. So I will put one more coat on this and I'll show you the final product. Hello, dun-da, here we are. Here's the finished cup. Isn't it pretty? I think it turned out really, really, really cute. We saved this cup, so this one can go on my ready to sell shelf, and I can either take it to a craft fair, or what I do is I actually just post them on my Facebook page, and you know, that's how I get most of my sales. So I am so excited to have that finished. I also have another cup here. So I get my cups from Maker's Flow. I've gotten them from Stainless Steel Warehouse before too, which the hogs, they're great. But I get these cups. They have a great selection of cups, but it's this packaging that I just absolutely love. I love to be able to give this to people. And I'm giving this cup away this weekend, so I'm just very excited about it. It's, you know, one of the ever popular beach cups, and I'm taking it down to give it to my sister because she got married last year. She eloped. I made these matching can koozies for them, and I finally get to deliver them. So I'm off to have a fun weekend at the river to celebrate my sister and her wedding over, you know, they eloped during COVID time, so yay! So cup's done, cup's pretty, moving on with our life. Thank you so much for watching. If you want more, then hit subscribe and you'll get a little ding when I do upload another one. I'll try to get a few more on. Maybe I'll try to get one every week. I don't know. I really appreciate you watching. This is a lot of fun to do. Thanks so much. Have a great weekend.